Hi, it's Randy Communications, and today I'm going to cover how I made the cloud shoulder pad. So this costume was from Dissidia, and it's made of pleather, vinyl, and a milk carton. Now, hang on, I gotta get this strap off real quick. Okay, so I got all of these from the standard fabric store. Okay, I'll point to you the 3 points. So this is brown. I know you probably can't tell on my camera, but this is brown pleather. Underneath, this is black vinyl, and this is a milk carton. Yes, I cut out a milk carton and then painted it silver, and this is Sharpie, this little black point. And this, there's actually 4 of these. They came off. I used hot glue. Be careful with your cosplay, they break easily. Here's another piece. But these, I don't know what they are. They're just these plastic things I found in my garage. And maybe someone else knows what they are. I don't know what they're called. But they made cool rivet deals for my cosplay. Anyway, here's black vinyl, and I just traced out a pattern and cut it up and sewed it together. I actually had to, this is kind of hard to work with because it's really thick. Because I had to sew through a shoulder pad, you know, like the ones you get from the fabric store. I'll show you one later. I had to sew through the shoulder pad and then through like 4 layers of the vinyl, because you fold the vinyl inward for a nice clean seam. I don't know if you can see it. I have a bad camera. Well, bad for video. Anyway, so the pattern wasn't difficult. And this is pleather. I cut up 2 strips, and then I put chair foam in between, and then sewed them together. Actually, I sewed them together, flipped it inside out, put the chair foam in, sewed up the end. I had to sew up another end. Yeah, this end. Because I couldn't slip in the chair foam otherwise. And then I sewed over both of them through the chair foam for these grooves. How is this all held together? Well, my dad had a rivet gun, so it's actually held by rivets. There's one here and there's one here, and that's how I made the shoulder pad. And then I sewed on some buttons that kind of look like the one in the picture. About the picture, I used like 3 different pictures. So one was fan art, one was concept art, and one was 3D model of Cloud. And the colors changed slightly, like in one of them, this blue part was like a darker blue, and then one of them was white, and it's just, or gray or something, so they like change color all the time. So just watch out for that. Okay, so this is part of the belt. Okay, this was kind of a little complicated, but not really once you figure it out. Hang on, I gotta detach the suspenders. I'll cover that later. So the belt is made of denim and more pleather. Why do I use pleather? It's less expensive than leather, and leather's expensive. So anyway, this is the buckle part, and it's 2 layers. In between is another chair foam pad thing, and this is all hand sewn. The design, I don't know if you can really see it all that well, but I like sat down for like an hour and just sewed it. Actually, I lied. This part right here, that was mechanically sewn with a machine. But unless you're really handy with a machine, you'd have to sew this by hand. Not handy. Okay. So this part, the belt just kind of goes around, and it has like this thin strip, and then it has like this leather thing, and this goes up on around the back. This is more pleather, just another strip, and then I sewed back the edges so it could have this nice groove, and then I cut out these little tiny strips and hand sewed them on. It's a little hard. You have to play with it, but you'll figure it out, because it's not that hard. And I sewed on these strips at the end of the denim because, here's the other, because the belt actually loops up into the suspenders, and the suspenders are suspended by the belt, or I should say held down by the belt. And how did I secure this belt? How did I connect this together? Well, if you look, there's actually two parts to this. See? The back is sewn. I sewed the denim onto this part. And here is a tiny little hook. And here's another hook. And on here are the holes. So I hook one here, one there. Voila. And I hold together. Why did I put two? Well, see, like, if I just have one on, then, this end just kind of lops off to the side and looks stupid, so I added another one. And that's why it's like this. Okay? Now, next are the suspenders. The suspenders are really the easiest part. I just measured out how long I wanted the suspenders to be with a tape measure, like, just flat against my body. And then cut out these strips and, like, sewed them together. You sew the inside, you sew them inside out, and then you flip it. You reverse it so it shows the outside, and then you, like, sew the ends. Like I sewed this corner, hand sewn. And I cut open a little eyelet for the, for this so it can fold up like that. Here. So there's 3 points, 2 long points that go over your shoulder and hook into the belt. This is just a denim circle. I couldn't really get a good picture of Cloud's back. And I don't have Dissidia. I know it's weird that I chose him. Anyway, but I understood that it was a circle and I cut it out. Okay. And this is a little suspender clippy thing that I found at Hanson's fabric store. Okay, and that's how I made all of that. Oh, I'll cover the gauntlets in a little bit. So this is a continuation of my video. Okay. I mentioned before I had a shoulder pad deal. Well, this is like what it looks like. You know, for like 80s stuff. Anyway. Next, I'm going to discuss how I made the gauntlets. The golden hand. Okay. So these gauntlets are made out of foam. Okay, I can't tell you what kind of foam because I don't really know. It's like packaging foam. My dad had it at his work and he's like, look at this foam. You could probably use it for something. I was like, yeah, I can work with this. And, well, no, it's, anyway, it's foam. That's how I made it. I basically just, like, cut out circles, made a dome, and then ground out a hole. I ground out the hole with, it's called a Dremel, and it had, like, this attachment for, I don't know what it's for, but it's basically, like, a circle with, like, a serrated edge around the circle, and it was, like, just, like, made this nice hole. And I don't know if that will work. It only worked for me because my hands are really, really small and so are my wrists. Oh, and I colored it with spray paint, tons of it. And these silver deals are just, like, buttons I found in the store. The fabric store. Went through a lot. Now, if you have, like, massive hands, Wonder Flex. It's, this plastic stuff that you can, like, bend. It's kind of expensive, though. Make a model first, and then look up Wonderplex cosplay. You'll find stuff. And yeah, that's all I can cover right now. Yeah. Oh, and I hot glued these on. The foam's easy to puncture. I just kind of was like, get it in there. Voila. Yay. Okay. So I didn't cover everything. I forgot 2 things. I forgot the gloves, and well, I was in marching band for like 4 years in high school, so I had a bunch of black gloves, and I just hacked up one for a fingerless one, and then like kept one normal for the other hand. And I sewed on buttons. This is not the right glove. I don't know what happened to it. It's somewhere. But anyway, he also has this leather gauntlet. Okay, and this is from a ninja costume that I wore like a few years ago. And it's made of pleather, and it's much nicer than anything I could have made. But it'll show you the basic design of it anyway. So it's a square, and then it has these sewing grooves. There's there's 4, and then they have these circle thingies. I don't really remember what they're called. Eyelets, yeah. And then they put it together shoelace style, so you can tighten it around your wrist. And that's what I used. So, next is my sword.